Hey folks, welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. I am your host, Louis Carlin. We're heard right here on the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network. And if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button. And if you have already subscribed, thank you very much. Much appreciated. I enjoy subscribers. So if you want to subscribe, please feel free. We have a lot of great content on the channel already and a lot more great content on the way. But let's get into New Japan Pro Wrestling Road to Wrestling Dontaku Night number 7, which featured a completely different card than we've seen over the past few days. They were repeating matches 3 or 4 times, but this was a completely new, fresh card with 3 singles matches. It was highlighted by 3 singles matches as they were building towards tomorrow's Never Openweight 6-man tag team championship title match. And let's get into it. Match number 1 was featuring actually 2 of my least favorite New Japan Pro wrestlers, Tomoaki Hanma, Toriano, and Hiroshi Tanahashi against Goto, Dick Togo, and Evil. Now, as we know that Yano and Evil have a match coming up with a stipulation with it's a Black Hood match. I forgot the official name of it, but I think it's a Black Hood of Darkness match where I think there were 4 hoods. 4 black hoods on each corner, and the object is to get the hood on your opponent and then try to get the pinfall. Silly stipulation, but that's what the fans voted for. And with Toriano, again, Toriano and Hama, 2 of my least favorite New Japan Pro Wrestling stars on the same team. So I really wasn't into it. When I saw the match, I figured it's just going to be Toriano doing his shtick, going right after the turnbuckles, taking them off right away, and Hanma patting his head and trying to go for a couple of headbutts. And I figured it's just going to be either Tanahashi or Yano rolling up either Goto or Dick Togo for the victory. And basically that's what we got. But again, my favorite part in the beginning, Tanahashi taking off his jacket and Goto walking up to him and booing, which is, I just think that I can never get tired of that. That was the best part of the match. Early on, Evil threw Yano under the ring, actually, and just threw him under the ring. And I was thinking, like, hopefully Yano will stay there for a while, but he didn't. He actually came out right away, and there was some outside battling, and Dick Togo and Hanma started, and Hanma was taking a beating early on. And eventually he tagged in Tanahashi, who came in and he basically did his thing, cleaned house. Then Yano tagged in immediately, and he tagged in, and immediately he pulls off the turnbuckle pad, gives it to Evil, right? And it points to the ref like, "Oh, he's got the turnbuckle pad." I hate this. Honestly, I'm sorry, but it happens every match. It just gets monotonous, and eventually his back is turned to Evil, and Evil hits him with the turnbuckle pad. It's a cushion pad, and Yano goes down like he was hit by a 2x4, like Jim Duggan's 2x4. I don't know, man. And then Togo eventually later in the match, Togo tries to put the hood on Yano. Later on, he tries to get the hood on Yano, the Black Hood, and he's having trouble getting the hood on. But Yano just stands there and just for a few seconds as Togo tries to get the hood on, which was a bad spot. It was obvious it was a bad spot, but eventually the hood ended up on Togo, and Yano low blowed him and Evil and rolled up Togo and got the victory for his team. So the winner was Toriano, Tomoaki Hanma, and Hiroshi Tanahashi. And the match was, like I said, wasn't my favorite opening match. So on that note, let's get to match 2. Match 2 was Bushi, Sanada, Tetsuya Naito, and Shingo Takagi against Will Ospreay, Great Khan, Aaron Hanari, and Jeff Cobb. So LIJ and United Empire, their feud is continuing here, and this was a decent match. I liked in the beginning. Will Ospreay gave the title a huge kiss. I mean, just really this big kiss before he gave it to one of the young lions. But they all brawled to start, and we got Shingo and Ospreay, the first two competitors in the ring. And like I said, any exchange that these guys have is just pure magic. They work so well together, and it was a good match. The build to the three singles matches continued, and it worked well in this one. So Tetsuya Naito. The three singles matches will be Tetsuya Naito against Great Khan, Sonata versus Aaron Henare, and of course the IWGP Heavyweight Champion Will Ospreay defending against Shingo Takahashi on May 4th. I think the other two are happening on April 29th, but yeah, it was a good match. It was a great spot where actually Great Khan actually popped up Bushi, who was caught by Cobb, and Cobb hit the Tour of Islands on Bushi to get the win for United Empire. So United Empire has been reigning supreme really in this feud. I can't think of LIJ winning a match. I could be wrong, but the last couple of matches were won by United Empire, so they're really they're doing well in this feud against LIJ. They're really coming into their own. And I feel bad for Bushi, though, because he keeps having to take the Tour of the Islands from Jeff Cobb. Bushi, that's the finish. Bushi taking the Tour of Islands from Jeff Cobb, and as he did in this one, and he did it the last few times. So he must be getting tired of taking that move. But someone's got to take the fall for the team, and Bushi's it. Bushi's it. But yeah, it was a good match. Good match. I'm really looking forward to those three singles matches that are upcoming. While this was a good match, it wasn't as good as the previous matches that United Empire and LIJ have had. Like yesterday, we had the two tag team matches, which were just tremendous. But it was good. While this match was good, it wasn't as good as the previous matches. And again, I feel bad for Bushi. He's always having to take that Tour of Island. His back must be killing him. He probably looks at the booking sheets and he sees that I gotta take another Tour of the Islands from Jeff Cobb. So, like my poor back, yeah, poor Bushi's back. But yeah, it was a good encounter. So match three, we had three singles matches, and match three was the first of the three singles matches, and it all involved all the competitors that are going to be in the Never Openweight 6-man title match tomorrow. Actually, Tomohiro Ishii, Hirooki Goto, and YOSHI-HASHI defending against KENTA, Yujiro, Takahashi, and Taiji Ishimori. So we had singles matches with all six competitors involved. And the first one was Tomohiro Ishii against Yujiro Takahashi. And man, oh man, I really like this one. I thought Ishii was just going to absolutely destroy Takahashi. I thought he was going to absolutely destroy Yujiro, but the Yujiro did really, really well in this match. Yujiro held his own, controlled much of the match, hit some big spots on Ishii, got a couple of near falls. I was really impressed with Yujiro. He did really well. Again, he got some really major offense on Tomohiro Ishii, and got some really near falls. And don't get me wrong, Ishii hit some devastating offense on his own. I mean, he chopped the hell out of Yujiro's chest at one point. He suplexed Yujiro off the top rope where he got a near fall. And down the stretch, it was really good action down the stretch. Both were going back and forth. Both were getting near falls. But it all ended when Ishii was finally able to hit a massive clothesline, and then he hit the brain buster on Yujiro for the win. So Tomohiro Ishii wins a very, very, very good match. And like I said, I thought Ishii was going to come in and win in 2 minutes over Takahashi, but Yujiro, like I said, held his own, put up a good match, and it was a very, very entertaining match. And I love Ishii, but I think I gained a lot of respect for Takahashi in this match as well. So, like I said, he did a great job against Ishii. But when all is said and done, the guy that I expected to win won. Tomohiro Ishii is the victor in that match. Man, I thought he was going to run right over him. I got to say it again. I thought he was going to run right over Takahashi. But I gotta hand it to Takahashi. He really impressed me in this match. Really impressed me. He did a great job. So match 4, the second singles match, we had Hirooki Goto one-on-one with Taiji Ishimori. And again, we had good back and forth action here. Ishimori, so talented. Goto, so talented. And when you put them together, what are you gonna get? You're gonna get a very good match, and that's what we got here. Great back and forth action. Ishimori actually controlled much of the beginning. He locked on a submission, but Goto was able to get to the ropes. Did I say Goto? Goto. But I'm talking too fast because I get excited with New Japan Pro Wrestling. I might talk too fast. But Goto got to the ropes. Goto tried to mount an comeback, but it's stopped by Ishimori. Ishimori doing really well. He had some really nice spots in this one. Goto hits actually a nice spot by Goto. He had Ishimori was up on the top turnbuckle, and he hit off the top turnbuckle. Goto hit a backwards cutter on Ishimori, which was a nice spot, and he got a near fall on that one. When it all ended, though, after some great down the stretch action, a lot of these matches have such great down the stretch action. Goto actually went for his finisher, but Ishimori was able to turn it into a pin. He reversed it, turned it into a pin, and he stole the match. He got the 3 count on Goto. So Ishimori defeats Hirooki Goto. I wasn't really as surprised in this one. I thought it could have gone either way, especially after Ishii won the first match as expected. I kind of figured Ishimori should win this match to make it 1-1. And I was right. Ishimori actually stole the victory. He got the pin on Goto. And we had another good match here. Another good match between 2 very talented wrestlers. And I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed this match. Not as much as the first one, because I really was impressed by Takahashi. But I expected a good match here, and not Goto to run over Ishimori, and that's what we got. And Ishimori, when all was said and done, Ishimori had his hand raised in victory. So Taiji Ishimori, and it makes it 1-1 between both teams. And then we have the rubber match to see who claims dominance for the night. It was KENTA one-on-one with YOSHI-HASHI. I love KENTA. I'm a fan of YOSHI-HASHI. I know a lot of people on social media, they're not too fond of YOSHI-HASHI, but I'm a fan of YOSHI-HASHI. I like YOSHI-HASHI, and this was another really good match. I'm glad they had the singles matches, because like I said, it's a real change of pace from the past cards that they showed on the road to Dontaku, and I really enjoyed the singles matches. Man, I really screwed up the name. I'm screwing up names today, man. I don't know why. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man. I'll try not to screw up any more names. But I liked in the beginning, KENTA was just playing games with the YOSHI-HASHI. They're pretending to lock up, then rolling out of the ring. And this went on for a bit. And finally, YOSHI-HASHI caught up to him, and he controlled KENTA really early. But eventually, KENTA came back and takes control, and he slowly took apart Hashi. Hashi was in trouble for a good portion of the middle of the match. KENTA just absolutely destroyed Hashi with some devastating kicks to the chest, which were just painful to watch. I mean, my chest was hurting after watching it, but both got in some offense. Hashi mounted a comeback, and they both getting offense. The KENTA locked on a STF, but Hashi was able to get to the ropes. KENTA hit a nice big corner drop kick, and then a power bomb for a very near fall on Hashi. KENTA hits a top rope stomp on Hashi for 2, and then Hashi mounts a bit of a comeback, and they go forearm for forearm. And man, while my chest was hurting from those KENTA kicks to Hashi, my jaw was hurting from those forearm smashes to Hashi and KENTA. KENTA doesn't hold back, and they started smacking each other as well. KENTA just lays those smacks in, man. KENTA just lays those smacks in. So this was really entertaining. Again, down the stretch, it was just, like I said, all 3 matches down the stretch were just so entertaining. Yoshi hit a snap suplex, and then he locked on the butterfly lock. He had that on for a bit, but eventually he wasn't able to get KENTA to tap out, so he released it. Yashi was in full control of the match until Red Shoes took a bump and went down. Actually, he went down. take a bump. It was actually Hashi was covering Kenta. Kenta kicked out and hurled Hashi in the air, and it landed on Red Shoes. And then Red Shoes took a bump after that because Kenta went under the ring, got the staff. I was wondering where the staff was, and he was going to use it, but Yoshi got the staff back, and he called the injured Red Shoes back into the ring, and Red Shoes came in to get the staff, and then Red Shoes took the bump from a charging Kenta, and then Kenta gets a stick back, hits YOSHI-HASHI with it, and we had a lot of near falls down the stretch. They're going back and forth until Kenta hits the go to sleep and wins it for his team. So it's Kenta's team 2 and YOSHI-HASHI teams 1 on this night. So Kenta wins the match, and he holds on to the staff, and he cuts a long promo after the match is over. Unfortunately, there was no English commentary available, so I don't know what he was saying, but he cut a pretty long promo, and he seemed very passionate about the promo. I'm assuming it was about tomorrow night's 6-man tag team title match. Never Openweight 6-man tag team titles on the line. But Kenta wins it. Kenta wins it with the go to sleep. I was expecting Kenta to win. To win this one. And I think tomorrow, finally, YOSHI-HASHI gets his staff back. So tomorrow, like I said, big Never Openweight 6-man tag team title match. The champions, Tomohiro Ishii, Hirooki Goto, YOSHI-HASHI defend against Kenta, Yujiro Takahashi, and Taiji Ishimori. I'm predicting the champions to retain and for YOSHI-HASHI to get his staff back finally from Kenta. So that's my prediction for tomorrow. So tomorrow, the winners will be YOSHI-HASHI, Tomohiro Ishii, Hirooki Goto will retain the Never Openweight 6-man tag team titles. And on that note, I'm going to say thank you very much for listening to me today. My name is Lewis Carlin. This is the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network podcast. Until next time, thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye. Stay safe, everyone. So long. Bye-bye.